Y'all thought we was gonna leave y'all. We back with our P-Valley finale review. Y'all thought like, man, when the next episode coming? You know, when the review? We coming right back because this is a hell of a final episode. Dom, I'm with my co-host Don. What you got? What you think about this finale?
It's like each character. We always talk about how P-Valley is kind of all over the place, and it is. But
it's like a soap opera. I had to realize that.
It is. It really is a soap opera. So like we have like 6 characters to unpack in this episode when you really sit and think back about it. Like you got.
Let's start out with one. Let's start by each one and let's break them down.
Let's do each one.
Let's go Uncle Clifford, the patriarch.
Uncle Clifford. Yes.
Of the place.
Or matriarch, depending.
What is it?
I don't know how they, them identify. Because this has never really been discussed.
Yeah, it never has. And it doesn't need to be necessarily, I was
right.
trying to. So patriarch / matriarch of the P-Valley.
Okay. We get okay, so yes. Let's start with Lil Murda.
Okay.
Because if we start with Lil Murda, hit Mercedes, because then we can hit Uncle Clifford.
Okay.
So because think about that opening sequence kind of and how it transpires and kind of carryovers from the last episode where Mercedes and Lil Murda are having a conversation in the room where Montavious got killed, because now it's like the red room. And they're really having this heart-to-heart. And what's interesting about the dynamic between Lil Murda and the women on P-Valley is that there's still a level of intimacy, though he's not checking for them. There's a level of transparency that he has with the women on the show. They are very well aware of him and who he really is, but he's able to really, it's so intimate. Like the conversation that he had with Mercedes last week, and we talked about this last review. It was Mercedes getting out her head and really coming into her own, like letting whatever has plagued her that has instilled fear into her body, like you got to let it go. So that was kind of the dynamic of that relationship, that conversation. And really think back to last season when DJ Never Scared played Murda in the club and she looked at him like, turn this shit off. I don't know what the fuck this is. To now you have her critiquing whatever he has her play. And then that's what they come out to. And she's killing the motherfucking game. Yes. She's not in her head. She is normal Mercedes. And I don't know if it was necessarily something with the pink. And she was still in her head this season when she was dancing for the couple and they having the threesome experience. She was still a little in her head when she was on the pole. But that night, every ounce of fear left her body. And so she really, it's like kind of like a full circle moment for her and Murda, because that was probably the best that he ever performed.
Yeah.
And getting the club hype, the money that's being made. And we also have the envious looks in the crowd, like homeboy that Mercedes messed with on the low from the blue and gold, the Rams crew. Really? Like, oh, okay. So
on the Rams and the Santas, because the other team's like red and green, right?
Yeah. Or the Falcons, who knows?
Yeah.
And
Rams and the Falcons, I like that. That's what we'll call them, Rams and the Falcons.
And so he's like up in his feelings a little bit, because you know how men get, because you're a man. Mm-hmm. You guys become a little territorial and you want us to always be on your side, even when you're wrong, whatever the case may be. But then from that moment where they're like, damn, like I'm really feeling myself, I'm in my zone, I'm in my moment. Exit stage left, and we go into the dressing room, and you have Clifford, who was saying she didn't drink the water.
I want to take it back though. Hold on, I want to take it back to when Lil Murda was looking in the mirror, and the different.
The different versions of himself.
Yes, and then he took out the golds. Like, I'm just gonna be me, even though he went back to the golds later on. but he
Yeah.
took him out for that moment because he was like, I'm gonna be me.
I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna. And it was I don't know if you picked up kind of on him taking that. There was like another version of him that was kind of like dark.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're like, oh, that could be the version of him that killed the dude.
Yeah.
Which is still so that whole sequence within itself is still so left field and bizarre. And it's almost, and I get it, because had he backed down and not killed dude, it now puts him at risk because other dude could be like, hey, he tried to kill me or whatever. So it puts
Right.
him,
After you
so
pull
it's
the
like
gun, you got to use it
yeah,
because you
you
don't.
gotta it puts you in a weird position. So I'm like, it still baffles me that this nigga rolled up on him and blew his, like, he didn't blow his brain, he blew his body out. Like,
Right.
that is closed casket.
And then he talked about that he was doing some young shit, bragging about it on his song 7 Pounds. Even though he didn't say it, he alluded
He didn't say
to
it, yeah. But I mean, which niggas do all the time. But it's
yeah,
like those
because he
things.
said it kind of, he was like, people out here claiming bodies that ain't theirs. He says that in the song.
Yeah, it's levels to it, and because that could mean, okay, he claimed this body that ain't his. There is this moment of, okay, well, how you know that, if or whatever the case may be. So is he dead because of, it's so much. So season 3, I hope it's not. I feel like a lot of things were kind of rushed this season.
I agree.
We talked about this earlier. Especially when it came to Teek's character. I feel like that probably should have been a part of closer to the season finale, but I understand why it happened mid-season, because now there's something that's plaguing Murda, and he has to unpack that, which eventually there's a conversation that happens. But if we go back to the dressing room, they find Clifford, and he is she didn't drink the water. Mercedes like, what was happening? And Murda explains to her, it's his, Ernestine. That means she's still alive. So in that scene, now you got crazy ass Ernestine trying to turn the fuck up. She's like, I got a second chance at life. It ain't my time.
Yeah, she was with the Ugandan brother, right? Or what they call him, Uganda, but he's not Ugandan, right? Is he?
Who? Big L?
No, the African dude that she was feeling. Do they call him Uganda or something, right?
Who are you? Wait, hold the fuck up. Was I?
You didn't trip off that she likes the one dude, the one African dude they brought over with them to the house.
Oh, that Big L brought over.
Yeah, but they call him Uganda, right?
Oh, I didn't hear his name because I was like, he not really finna be in the show.
He is though, because she was like, I gotta change my panties because they was wet. You didn't trip off that?
I don't think he's going to be a character.
No, but I'm saying she was digging him. I'm just saying that character, she was digging him.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but yes, I understand. But it was so much.
She got laid out.
More important things that was happening.
She could see a dick, basically. Still,
So I was picking up on other things that was happening in the sequence, like mainly the interaction, Big L, Clifford, the party, the drug. Like it was so much that was happening in that scene. So I was like, oh, okay, it's just Ernestine being Ernestine.
But she was on her dude. She wanted that dude because that was part of the package for them to come over, was to bring Uganda.
So so here's the thing. Can Ernestine really not see?
Oh,
like Stevie Wonder?
You think it's a ruse like that? She uses that as kind of like a way to like bring people's like kind of looks at her down.
It's something about her, especially in that scene. Well, okay, we'll get there.
Yeah.
But in the closing, like at the end, the closing scene, it's just like how she is like looking directly at them, so happy. I'm like, she don't have just cataracts.
No, but people that lose a sense, the other senses get super hyped.
I understand that, and I'm still waiting on that as I have hearing loss.
It's got to be years though, Dom.
No, it's just for me. Actually, my nose is my sense of smell is crazy.
Okay, well then there you go. But
it's
get the eyes
always
like
it's
you think
always
you want.
been like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I will smell something that nobody else can smell. So
So man,
my
then we got Mercedes, who she's in a interesting spot because she got her bread that she wanted from the photographer girl. Do you think this is the last time we're gonna see her? She says that that's the last time you're gonna see me, but I'll see you, because obviously through pictures.
I think something will probably we might see her again, just based on that. But I think what's also interesting, like I said, like she gave her pretty much a commission check.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not the last time. Maybe she'll film her again. Maybe it'll become a series. Who knows? Also interesting too is didn't the wife tell Coach? Because I know that was
Getting divorced. She said she was
that
divorced.
she's getting a divorce, but I was trying to figure out if she had mentioned. I think she did that was like Mercedes. The Mercedes experience really wasn't her first experience with women, right?
You said what now? What now?
The wife wasn't her interaction with Mercedes. That wasn't the first experience she had with the woman.
That was kind of up in there. It almost felt like I don't know, part of it felt like she wanted to, but just hadn't.
Okay. Because I was like, oh, I'm kind of.
Now, my question for you is this: was that Mercedes his first time with a woman?
Probably in that capacity, yes. But it's also interesting because which I understand why Mercedes didn't want to kind of like hook up with her solo dolo. Like that was like an experience, like that was something you paid for, and I did what I needed to do. But women know how women want to be touched. That is something that
100%.
Talk about with homegirls, men all the time when it comes to situations like that, because now there's ego that's put into the equation, and you're like, well, you guys, you bitches been fucking around on my, which something did happen, but it's not about that. Women know exactly, for the most part, how women want to be touched. Now, I do have friends that are lesbian that are just like, sometimes they have to have just like women need to kind of teach men how they want to be touched, that they've had to have those conversations with women as well. But for the most part, women kind of know, because there's something like that we're both lacking and missing. And so we know where to go, how to touch, how to be sensual with each other. So I think part of it is just like natural feelings and instincts as well. So I'm not going to say that maybe Mercedes has, but I know, just the environment that she is, that's the assumption that she has, but I'm not 110% sure. I can't say a confident yes. But also, speaking of Mercedes, there's another layer added to it, because now her mother is Mayor Bishop,
which is something I thought about like right before I watched it, and I was like, yo, Corbin's finna flip. The money he gave her was not for her to get out the race. It's for her to stay in the race.
Yep.
And like to use that for your marketing purposes and all that.
Yeah. I knew that what's the skinny black dude name?
Something about the dude that ran for mayor?
Yeah.
Oh, I know you. What's his name? I just saw it because I was looking up.
Why do I want to call him Aaron? And somebody on the show named Aaron.
Hold on, I'm looking him up now.
He is
Andre.
I know it was with A. I knew he wasn't going to run just because. I mean, I knew he wasn't going to win just based on all the other key factors that was happening around. Like it would be too risky and too far-fetched for him to actually win and really have to go against the the people and the brothers and the casino, all this other stuff. And so I was like, okay, ideally in a perfect world, yeah, that makes sense because this person looks like us, blah, blah, blah. They can relate. They're younger. They can really flip the, turn the town around, bring job, whatever. But it only made sense for homegirl, to kind of to be the mayor. So
Yeah,
then,
and because the towns got if the towns is fucked up as it's supposed to be, you got to get somebody super fucked up running the town. Because remember, the former man Isaiah Washington's character was a trip too, though. Remember?
yeah, he was a trip. So it's like when we think about politicians, we think about them, not always being squeaky clean, history, having a past, really trying to come into their own, and which is also interesting as I say that because you see the flip of Mercedes finally getting her gym or whatever she's going to have this space be, because there is a pole in there. Maybe she's teaching women how to pole dance, whatever the case may be. Also, that's a form of exercise as well. Like whatever the spot is, she now has it in her possession. And then you have Patricia Woodbine come in, and there's still some shade being thrown a little bit. But within that, they kind of have this moment where, she's telling her about the situation with the stepmother of her daughter, what she's going through. She wants to get clean, blah 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 blah. But in the midst of her saying, "Yeah, I'll take the baby," her daughter, she gives her daughter to Mercedes. She gives her the right back. So it's fucked up to say, but it's rightful owner.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we knew that was coming because yeah, she is really about to be super super busy. But I'm interested in seeing how that plays out.
Yeah, but because I was reading people saying that like, oh, that was a good moment for. No, don't misconfuse grace for convenience.
Oh, absolutely. No, 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 no.
Like that
No, no, no,
wasn't
no,
because she
no, no.
wanted to do that. It was like I am gonna be busy and I ain't got time.
Yeah, no, 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 no. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't, she's not going to have time. So this creates another layer of now we get to see Mercedes really step into that motherly role. We kind of already saw her entering that space, having that tough conversation with, her daughter regarding, do you really want to have a kid? Do you want to end up like me? Like you have so much potential, like kind of really giving her perspective. So we see her, but now we get to see this situation full time. And so that'll be interesting to see how that plays out because really think about it. Her daughter has experienced a crazy level of freedom. And now you're going where you was just visiting your mom on weekends or whenever it was convenient for Mercedes to have her full time to be a full-time mom. So that's going to be funny and interesting to see.
So
because interesting thing too, don't forget she told Shell that Mercedes took her to have an abortion. So I'm questioning the daughter a little bit, to be honest. Because why would you share that with Shell? And I don't know if she was. Yeah, I was like, what was the purpose in that? What was the point? Unless Shell said something crazy to her that we were not privy to, but why would you tell her that? And that's a moment that you of like transparency, of vulnerability that you share with Mercedes.
Yeah, I just think she's thinks she's gonna be mayor and be running stuff, and they really finna be running her ass. Yeah, because they gonna have some. They be like, oh no, you got the name mayor, but we running this town still.
Yeah, that could happen. It's gonna be funny because don't forget, she was turning tricks too.
Oh no, Dom! You say she gonna be on her?
And what I mean by turning tricks too, like
no. I'm just saying, you think she gonna play the role to keep this going?
Oh, don't never doubt a black woman, especially a black woman that has levels of power. Like you said, he paid her. He wanted her to drop out of that race, but knew she wasn't. So you just gave her money to really just be like, hey, this is what's happening for real, for real. Like there's gonna be another part layer to that conversation.
Like, we gave you that bread, so what's up?
Because it's not like when he met her, up with her, it was after he came to the club. So it wasn't like this conversation that Clifford had, that he and Clifford had on the side, where Clifford told them about what y'all could do.
Yeah,
So
and the whole
but
thing
you
with
still
that,
wouldn't have had that conversation with her. So the math not math it, and there's gonna be another layer to that.
because the only thing I didn't like the convenient writing of what if you knew you had water right next to your crib, you should have been thought of this idea. That would be one of the first things. It's like saying like you going to a gas station that's like 2 blocks away, like damn, but it's one around the corner.
Well, you have to think about, why would I build a casino on my land? What would you really, if you had to, would you? I would not.
If you're making millions, yeah.
It's yes and no, but it's also like your home, and yes, they could always move, whatever the case may be. But think about like your home being your peace of mind. Like, yeah, that's cool, whatever, blah 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 blah. But it's like, also think about the upkeep that comes with that, the trash that comes through with that. Just it's really, really, really think about it. So it creates, and yes, it creates layers, because people could come to, it's like the Alton Bell Casino. Like, we know people from St. Louis go there, East St. Louis. I got my family like that was living in Carlinville. Like, my aunt would go to the Alton Bell Casino. So there are people that will drive and come, and so it does create people coming from miles. Also, layers of job that also that it's a trickle down effect. But would you really want? And I don't know how much land they own. That also has not been discussed, because this might be, if they own all of this, this could be so far down the plantation where I just see it as I'm driving up to my property, but I wouldn't want to see a casino on my property. That's just me, though. I don't care how much money my home is, my peace of mind.
I agree, because it is something about,
and it's gonna be levels to this and layers, because also now everybody gonna have a hand in this pot on this property that's on my land. Now that kind of puts me in the situation of eminent domain. And I mean, that might not come up because there's still white people involved, but you just never know. They be doing each other dirty too.
Yeah, no. So I want to transition into Haley. Or what is her name? Is it Haley?
Yep. Haley Autumn Night Savage.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I told everybody this since we first started. She finna start nappy cuts across the street when she come back.
Or is she coming back?
She's coming back. She's coming back. So this is my plot, or when she comes back. This is my plot line. Y'all already heard it here first. They can take it if they want to. I got plenty of ideas. You can reach out to me at any time. She's not there. Nappy Cut's gonna open up. It's another strip club for listeners that haven't been listening. If it's your first time, Nappy Cuts is basically a new strip club across the street. New strip club open across the street. They gonna see it. Be like, damn. They not gonna know who's the owner for like most of the season. And she gonna roll up with the 2 babies. Because she got 300 grand in her pocket.
So let's stay there, because she takes the money from Clifford, because Clifford buys her out. But she pissed because there's no...
Of course, a hostile takeover, is the for business people will say.
And it's because now we also know that the casino is going to be built on the water. I mean, on that property.
Mm-hmm.
The $5 million deal is no longer on the table.
She was trying to get 10.
She was trying to get 10, but now there's no 5 even involved because of this. Then Colby pays Clifford after the beating. Clifford signs that check over to Haley. Haley pissed because there's no interest. And Big L discovers that their account is negative 42 G's.
Because she took 50.
And she took 50.
Well, it had to be more than that, right? Because they negative 42.
They negative 42, and I think didn't he say they had like 12 or something, or what? I can't remember what.
Oh, so they had like 12 or something in there, so that's how they got the 42. Gotcha.
Yeah. So that happens, and then you have her. Interestingly enough, even before she finds out about this deal, she meets Andre after he loses, and we're gonna spin back to Andre and his crazy ass wife.
I'm really interested in that.
Because we have the scene where they're about to announce the results. Him and Haley making out. Don't forget, Haley done threw up in the bathroom. The ghostly looking white chick, whatever her name is, Whisper, comes by. It's like, oh, you got twins. Interestingly enough, even after the whole breakdown happens, and they come because he, we'll get into Andre about his law firm and what he's going to do in Chucalissa. But then you have the conversation that she's having with him and the cigars. To me, yes, it's congratulations, you opening your business, but it's like, I feel like the dialogue that's happening, she's kind of saying, but not saying that, hey,
because you get a cigar when you have a baby.
Yeah, a lot of men, or new things that happen, new milestones. So yes, though this law firm is a milestone, I was thinking about him, those cigars as a congratulations, like you got kids.
Yeah,
but it's like something in that conversation that's.
But did you notice it was multiple cigars in there, and she took it with her? She didn't give him the box. She just let him get one and then left.
Yeah.
So
because there's something in that conversation, because I feel like she was trying to hint around that she had kids, but then he also kind of was like, I really don't
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, know what you're talking about for real, whatever. But it's very light and, melancholy, if you will. And it was, so as she's walking away and as she's calling the chick, there's just something that feels different about that walk away scene for me. So then when she calls the lady and then gets this information and then insert her and Clifford going back and forth, she's a scammer.
I think she was going to stay before the Uncle Clifford conversation.
I'm not 110% sure, because she was so gung-ho on her fresh starting over, having this new life. I'm not necessarily sure that she would have stayed or not. Maybe in her mind, she was hoping that something would work out between her and Andre, but based on that little conversation, I'm not 110% sure. That was the confirmation, because to me, and like she said, like she played a bad hand. She short you, because even Cliff was like, why wouldn't you take that money? Like, yeah, I know what I'm saying about this shit, but like you didn't. And I think that she would have broken Clifford off enough where he would have been good to even kind of start fresh and start over.
He would have opened up nappy cuts across the street.
Because I mean, honestly, when you think about it, the stuff that he was saying, like, if this is gonna bring people to town, that's gonna bring money. They gonna win money. They gonna come here and blow that money, and then it's just gonna be a cycle. So in the long term,
if I can have the strip club across the street,
yeah, even if it's on Corbin and them Corbin's property, I called that boy Kobe earlier. Corbin's property, it's still gonna be a cycle. Because look how quick he came back in there and spent all that money. Yes, it was for his benefit, but it's like in hindsight, like that's gonna be a recurrent. We know how strip clubs work. And when it comes to people and money, mismanaging money. Oh, I got this. Because look how that lady was blowing that divorce settlement.
Yeah. She
Still
blew all her
strange.
money.
Strange.
So what do you think about the thing with Andre, like getting back with his wife? Because if I'm his wife, I don't trust him. Because you caught me sucking another man's dick blatantly. It's not like you found out about it, you heard about it, you know, maybe had a private investigator find out for you. You got to witness this, and you got another chick. I confront you with the chick. You tell me I hit still, but you know what? You need to ride with me. I wouldn't trust that. I would just go ahead and just go back to Atlanta if I was her. You can't trust that.
It's levels of insecurities within that, because you know, Black people, we have this real interesting dynamic when it comes to marriage, and it's all Bible based
and legacy too.
It's legacy. It's Bible based. Like, women can know. I know some people that have to know that their husband has been cheating on them pretty much the entire history of their marriage.
But that's different than me walking in on
you. But it's still but like,
because you can have deniability. You can make yourself deny it.
But could he really be mad because he was out here really doing dirt, but he just really didn't get caught?
But he didn't mess with homegirl, did he? He never messed with her until
he messed with Haley last season.
But he didn't have sex with her though.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
He just ate her coochie. That's all he did.
That's still not your wife box.
I'm being
still not your wife box. Then you fantasizing about having interactions with her, not your wife. You still are emotionally cheating because now you have this connection with her, and they fucked this early this season. How the bitch pregnant?
But no. I'm saying if I'm her, I don't trust this. That's what I'm saying. If I'm
I'm either one of them, I don't trust each other. I don't trust you.
But he's already. It's like the veil is off for him. He doesn't care about what you're doing, to be honest.
But it's all about appearances. It's all about appearances.
Right. So he know you in check now is my whole point. He don't have to worry about you no more because I got you.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it benefits each other. He already said you had no business marrying me. I had no business marrying you. Blah, 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 blah. Your parents felt this way about me. And then also, is his daddy really dead?
No, his dad's in jail.
Exactly.
And I think the next season
was trying to lie.
It's gonna come out that he didn't do the murder that they claim he did.
Exactly. It's layers to it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, but he was trying to make it seem like the daddy was dead and not in jail. Remember?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of, now we're getting, which I do like, that we're getting layers to Andre's character. We're kind of really seeing, because this happens quite often. When you come from a kind of a troubled background and you meet somebody, so you're trying to fix it and clean it up, but really you just like putting, like, it's a hole in the wall, you're gonna put a picture up with the hole still there.
And it's a Mona Lisa, like a nice, real nice picture over the hole.
And then you're like,
that's a good analogy.
It's what's happening? But then you know that it's still a mess. It's like the same thing, sweeping it under the rug, and it becomes a pile, and you like, but I can still see the mess. I've never really confronted the issue.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how they build his character out, especially knowing that Autumn isn't coming back next season.
You know, I think she's coming back. I'm telling you.
Autumn not coming back next season. She already said she's not coming back.
Oh, she did?
She's not coming back next season.
Really?
So you have her now in another country, and it kind of leaves it open. Maybe she has an obligation that
she's got to come back because of the drama that we can transition with.
But why would I come back and to Chucalissa and I done stole $50K from this man, and Big L said you should have let me offer when I had the chance. It's like because she's gonna have to come back to make things right. It's a full circle for the character. Mm. Either she's gonna open up nappy cuts and go full Darth Vader, which I would love. She's shady. It wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be that. If anybody would do that, that would be the two chicks. It would be Roulette and Whisper that might do something, because we also see insight to that as well. It wouldn't be Autumn. It would be Whisper and roulette that would do that.
Because I'm
If
thinking
that
about
were the case.
the guy what's the security guy's name? That
Big
always get
L or Diamond.
Diamond. I think she's got to come because they want to see her still. They want her. So she's gonna have to come back to help rectify that to get Diamond out of what he's in. Because they're gonna say we need Haley or Diamond ain't going nowhere.
Yeah and no. Yeah and
And I
no.
think Big Bone didn't want to do this at first. I think she was really falling for him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Even though she was the opposite, I think she was like contemplating against it. But like when he was like, well, shoot, he messing with his ex chick. It's on now. Fuck it.
Yeah, I feel like yeah and no, but it's just like I she had Autumn where she needed her.
What do you mean?
So you had Autumn
Mhm.
and then you had Diamond the
Yep.
entire season. So it wasn't like she didn't know that homegirl was his bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, excuse my language. It's early. So it wasn't like she didn't know the ties. So that's what I'm saying. She had ample opportunity. Even if they didn't get Diamond, they could have got homegirl.
So you saying they only wanted him?
I mean, he technically the one that did it. So P Valley star Alarica Johnson confirms exit from series, says it was my choice. So P Valley star Alarica Johnson has confirmed.
Oh, so they wrote her
show,
off the show.
Revealing her decision to leave the Stars hit drama when asked by Entertainment Weekly when she knew that the character would be written off. Well, I actually knew it was happening because it was my choice. It was something I discussed with Katori Hall, looking at the scripts this season and the journeys of the character and where the pink was going. Autumn's journey felt like it was coming to an end. She had done what's needed. She has done what needed to be done, and it was time for her to move on.
Okay. I still think that because needs to open up across the street.
So it says, I think maybe how they wanted maybe what was discussed and how they wanted the character to move and roll. She was like, I really don't see that. And that could be the conversation, but that's a nice way of saying we agree to disagree. And so I'm a part ways. Also leaves the room for the character for something else to happen next season where another character somebody could come in and play that role like on soap operas. People come in and the role is still the same character, but somebody else takes over the role. Maybe they can come to something next season, the season after. Because if she does keep the kids, or does she get an abortion? Does she keep this pregnancy?
Well, she was holding her stomach in the last shot, making you think that she was going to keep the babies.
So
what they're going to do? They're going to say she died and that he got to take care of these kids and make his wife have to take care of these twins. That's from another woman.
But then that's gonna be too close to the other storyline with Mercedes.
Which other storyline?
Mercedes and her kid. That's
what I'm saying. But you have to take care of these kids that aren't yours, that your husband had with his other
Something happen where the kids will come up later down the line. For sure, not gonna say that. He got to take care of them, but something will definitely come up later down the line. But it won't be next season.
Wow, I did not notice. So that makes more sense now that the way they kind of moved her off the show. If she's not coming back.
Yeah, if she's not coming back, you have her in this rant. You have her in Chinatown somewhere. And
I think she's in San Francisco.
Maybe, but I wouldn't stay stateside where I can be tracked and traced.
True. Because the thing is that because that's a little bit of bad writing on them if they were trying to move her out to just make her had a full like villain turn. Didn't make as much sense if you look at season 1.
Yeah. But like I said, there's a layer. What's fucked up is that there's a layer to Autumn that we don't know about. Yes, we know that the relationship with her and Montavious was super tumultuous. but you scamming like this, you know how to do this, you know how to get the money.
So is
Like I said,
Montavious in the wrong? You saying?
I'm not going to say that he wasn't wrong because he was like, I want my money.
Right, but she
So,
may have scammed him for money, and maybe all the stuff she's
well,
saying is
that's what she
lies.
did. She did scam him. She was scamming him for money. You
That's
remember
right.
she used and that's how she was able to get out. That's how she was able to get the money for the pink, whatever, blah, 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 blah,
Right, because
blah.
she was going to on the internet on the bank account pulling the money.
Yeah. So I do believe that that's it. What's interesting about it is that we still really don't know that full backstory. Like, what was y'all doing together? Yeah, we know Katrina happened. We know the baby died. Then there's this that there's but it's still missing pieces. It's
Yeah.
never really closed up. So I think we'll probably still learn about as the situation happens that with Diamond, they're gonna uncover a whole nother layer to Autumn that nobody thought about.
What you mean?
Because now he's in their possession. The people,
Oh,
Montavious.
yeah. Okay.
So there's this layer that's gonna be like, okay, I killed this person. He was trying to kill my friends, whatever. But I think in the process of that, there's always some sort of confessional that happens where somebody's interrogating somebody and they reveal the story.
Okay. Like where it's like, you learn all the backstory from them.
Yeah.
They be like, yeah, that's my sister-in-law, blah, blah, blah. Or like, he was just, and then we may find out that Montavious wasn't doing none of the stuff she was claiming.
Yeah.
That she, like, the only reason he came after her is because, you stole my money. Stole my money, and I ain't even do nothing to you.
But if we know he did something.
Right, but they might have a different
She's not
story.
gonna be as innocent as she
claims to be.
Is claiming to be. Yeah. Absolutely. She's not as innocent as she is claiming to be. So I think, yeah. But speaking of,
well, we got Uncle Clifford.
We still got Uncle Clifford.
Oh no. Let's do roulette first, then we do Uncle Clifford. Because
quick tidbit, like how we saw her give the girl the money the last week to pay her bills.
Mm-hmm.
And then
she
this
week, say you in my stable.
Yes. So pretty much she gets confronted by a trans person, or what appears to be.
Yeah, but it's what you call his friend. It's one of Uncle Clifford's homegirls.
Exactly, but that be working in the club. Mm-hmm. So that is aware of the scheme that they are running. Her and Whisper, pretty much Whisper is a pimp. Whisper and Roulette are pimps. And I'm gonna
are they both, or is it just
I'm gonna just say Whisper. I mean, okay. Not Whisper, Roulette. So
and maybe Whisper is like an assistant pimp.
Oh, I was okay. I'm finna say something that's really fucked up.
Go ahead.
Like, maybe no, I'm not gonna say. I was gonna refer to them as just Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. If you really think about their relationship, that's what it is. Because she was recruiting women for him.
And then she said, fuck it, I'm going to do it myself.
So I just feel like, so I feel like that's her right hand. And so she's kind of like the softer face. So you reeling people in because of this softer face. And this woman that's like, it's a lot of colorism happening in this show, low key. We haven't even touched on that when you really think about it.
No, dive into that real quick. How so?
So think about even the dynamic between how the guy treated Roulette versus Whisper. He wanted Roulette to get down on her knees and suck his dick. Right. And then you want to eat homegirl coochie. She just get to lay down and you eat her out. And she didn't even want to do it, but he kept begging. He was going to pay all this money, blah, 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 blah. She's like, all right, fine, I got you, but I got to be there. Which I get, makes sense. So you have that come into play where it's like this person that's softer deserves royal treatment. Think about the dynamic even
Oh,
between.
you have to suck his dick, but
Yep.
then you want to eat
Think
the coochie of the light skinned girl.
yes. Then think about the dynamic between the household with um Mississippi with Keyshawn. Like the sisters are lighter. You got this light skin
Yep,
stepmother.
yep. No, I'm
Think
with
about
nope. Making some good points. Yeah.
even the dynamic between Mercedes, coming across as angry and aggressive to where and how Autumn now has this level of power that's happening. The dynamic between them can't get and then you also have Mercedes having to take her on, like take her in for a little bit, but then she kind of like double crosses her a little bit. But we only always see Mercedes angry
Mm.
with a chip. I mean, it's just like how Precious was. You had Mariah Carey's character, the one main light skinned person on there, being this heroine, the savior role. Then you have Precious imagining, her hero, her savior will be a light skinned black dude. So we're kind of seeing that happen throughout P Valley as well.
Mm. That's some good. Damn.
Diamond is the savior.
He's the man on the horse. But I mean, yeah, I mean, so you saying she just went from a white guy to a light skinned guy? That's a little bit darker guy.
No. I was just saying like that. The colorism roles that are I don't see that enough on my timeline. And when and I'm not trying to
I can
make
see it more on the women's side than the men's side, and that's how most colorism in general is mostly affects way more women than men.
Men, it doesn't. I would say it doesn't.
It's not overt. It's not overt.
It's not as overt.
Yeah, men's stuff is more like
because
people
it's
think you're more
different because
threatening if you're dark skinned dude.
Yeah, it's different because like we crack jokes about about the light skin versus the dark skin dude or whatever. I mean, we did it last week on the episode when I was like, man, Herb Gotti not only is he,
and then you call, and also when the comment said that was messed up, you called me dirty like ashy light skin, ashy light skin.
I didn't say you was ashy. I was more like, you like, but are you really? You still got your winter color. Like it's like you ain't went out in the sun all summer, bro. Like
I haven't. I work from home.
Exactly. You need to go get some sun. I had to go. Listen. I get it. I live in LA, so there it's different, and our heat is different from y'all heat. It ain't that wet heat. But again, it gets humid out here. It does. But so it's different. So when I'm seeing this happen, I'm like, yo, like we still as many barriers, and this could be the thing that's happening in these rooms, which is why we still have to fight harder. But I'm like, damn, it's 2020 and we still seeing this shit.
Or what they doing it on purpose to like to for that to be shown?
Potentially. And it could be just like, all of our shit is messed up. But that, which is why it's kind of sad that that character, Autumn Night's character, isn't coming back. Because I think it could have been a flip where she really was the villain.
I said that's the best. That'd have been hard if she was.
Because we just do. It's still so much that we don't know about her. We know so much about all these other characters. And there's still pieces that we don't know about.
Yeah, I think they. I mean, she may have some other big stuff she's trying to work on or whatever. So I mean,
it could be, and it could just be creative differences at the moment, and it'll circle back around. But yeah, man, that was
Uncle Clifford, and then we're gonna give our season 3 predictions. 2 season 3 predictions after we talk about Uncle Clifford.
Start with Uncle Clifford. You got it.
All right. Next, I mean, Uncle Clifford, the way Lil Murda talked to him showed everything that, and then you find out his mother dies of AIDS from like trusting in the guy. And you're like, and then it goes back, harkens back to the comments like, who you been with? Remember when he was like, who you been with? And he's like, who you been with? Even on Murda looking at him like, what you mean? Why you asking me to strap up? I strapped up last time, which is true. He did strap up with T. So he was looking at it like, but if you think about it, he did. I only think he got head from at his birthday party, but we don't know if he had sex too, though.
All I'm saying is this: it's just interesting that I mean, and yes, because I think we forget about the different things that come into play as we because we've been so focused on COVID and all the other things that have been happening. I think what's really interesting is that it came up to begin with, because you remember when we like how Issa Rae was like, it was automatically to be assumed that, you know, when they were having sex and, you know, with different partners on the show, that they would strap up, but it became a conversation. And so I'm wondering if it's just like, okay, we're not out here just raw dogging it. And like we said, like, we don't want it to be a conversation of, oh, are you or aren't you, you know, like safe? Or that would be a terrible storyline because it's so predictable.
Yeah, it's super predictable. Like,
Super predictable.
yeah, like and it would go into stereotypes of homosexual men getting AIDS.
Yeah.
Like, it would be very, very trite, like, for them to do that, like to be like, oh, of course the gay guys get AIDS. Like, that's all right. We spent the whole 80s and 90s, you know, with that bad assessment. But what did you think about Uncle Clifford with Murda and him saying like, you just scared to have somebody love you? Like, I mean, that was a crazy moment. Like, and for him to be open with it, like not to go on tour and be open, like up front, like he literally has set his career backwards. Let's be 100 about it.
I was about to say, the way I would have been on that bus.
Hey, real talk.
Blood don't pay the bills.
About it on FaceTime.
But it's also, it's like, why can't he have both? Why can't he have both? So that was my like, that's what I was saying. I'm like, this whole issue, we had this conversation about, you know, what's happening in the bedroom, him saying he need to get on a bus and all this stuff, and he tells Clifford the reality of what happens. He, you know, he didn't kill anybody that night. His friend killed himself. He like tells him this story. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're getting layers added to the customer characters, and so many things are being pulled back. And then I appreciate him going to his birthday and really standing there in his truth. But then it's like, okay, so what does that look like? What are we gonna do going forward? Because don't forget too, the Rams know that he gay.
The Rams.
He mentions it to Mercedes. Watch his back, that F word, blah, blah, you know, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. No, we ain't talking about Clifford.
And but also, does that put Clifford in the crosshairs as well? It's like, all right, we know that's your dude. We can mess with him.
Well, I don't know if they can confirm that he was messing with Clifford.
Well, everybody knows now they didn't kiss. You think somebody?
Well, everybody for the most part. Okay, so let's say this: everybody for the most part that is at that birthday party is going to be a certain, like, okay, Ernestine. All her friends are pretty much older.
Yeah, but you got like old one chick working with Roulette. But you think Roulette ain't gonna dime out nobody for some bread?
No, I don't think. I don't think we got to worry about Roulette in that capacity. I don't think we have to worry about Roulette in that space. I think it's going to be more so if somebody got it on film and then they leak it, then it starts a blackmailing trail.
Or if he said he wanted to be open. They might go out to restaurants and stuff together and go out to kick it.
I mean, we gonna see. I mean, who knows what's to say? Because it'll clearly pick up next season at that birthday party or like after people are leaving.
What do you think about that conversation between him and between Uncle Clifford and Murda when he talked about how much he had love for Teak and how he didn't want to be out and open, and they were having sex, I guess, in the closet or something in prison. And he couldn't
Right,
be
because
out in
they
the
was
open. He
paying
said, I've been in a lot of closets in my life, and I'm
yeah,
tired.
yeah. You know, we'll see. We'll see if he'll be able to really walk in his truth and be himself next season. But it's like Clifford already told him what it's gonna be like for him a little bit and what he needed to do. Like
And
I'm
I
cool
wonder
where
what.
I'm at. I'm cool where I'm at. Like it's pretty much like where what Clifford is saying. Because low key still, you got bigger fish to fry than being out in the open with somebody. Your bank account is negative 42 G's, my nigga. Like
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, then I think about it because they're gonna be running the drugs more out of there.
absolutely. He gonna have to rehire Big L. They gonna have to do that
And
because
Roulette finna get them jammed up for selling ass
yeah,
out the paint.
unless like I said, because the only thing that something gonna happen to Cliff Friend. That's what's gonna get them jammed up. Something's gonna happen to the
Oh,
chick.
okay, yeah, the one that
Yeah,
was hollering at Roulette at the
yeah.
Roulette.
I can see something happening
Oh, you
there.
saying because somebody's gonna think it's a real woman or have some kind of disposition towards transsexual women and like beat her up and kill her or something?
I'm not gonna go that far. That was super far, but I can see
Yeah,
that. But
out the
also,
window.
no, because that's also the reality. You know, the
Yeah,
situation.
because it happens a lot to
It happens all the
trans
fucking
women.
time. You know, so I can see them trying to work that in, and then what the fuck? You know, I can see now what the fuck Roulette was so and so out with you and blah 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 blah. But you got the and then that starts another layer to it, and then yeah.
All right, I predict 2 predictions for next season. I'm
Well, we
going with
already
nappy
had
cuts.
one. We already had
Yeah,
one. We need to now we got two more.
I got nappy cuts. Nappy cuts
Boy,
across the street.
I don't foresee that happening unless it happens kind of middle of that season because I really believe that it is it would be too not that it wouldn't be far fetched or
Because
it
now
could be
you're gonna have more competition because this casino's moving, so you're gonna have somebody else be like, shit, that little bullshit strip club. I can open some dope there with this dope casino and get all
I,
the money.
I think it's still too much mess living in the pink for that to happen just yet.
Okay. Before them to
Because
have an outside threat.
yeah, I was like, because really think about it now. We got the diamond layer to it because Homegirl ratted them out. And we didn't even get a chance to unpack we forgetting about
Oh no,
Mississippi.
hold on. Let's run back. Hold on. I
I
forgot
was like,
about
hold on, I wasn't done. You was going there. I was like, wait a second.
yeah, no, we forgot all about Mississippi.
Yeah, well, because we talked about the colorism
Yeah.
aspect of it, but let's talk about the dynamic. Everybody has been trying to save Mississippi the past 2 seasons, and now she really is showing up. She got her velour red tracksuit on as Little Red Riding Hood.
She
She
got
about to
her
get
Atlanta Falcons outfit on.
right, and she is about to. They done got her a car. It got a battery in it. She got a burner phone. She got passport. She got all of this shit to be able to flee. And she goes to pick up her kids after what now would be her last dance at the Pink to break free. Now, interestingly enough, I found it strange that she was even letting her stepmama and sister watch them
What
kids.
was it was just her sister. It wasn't her stepmom. Her stepmother came over.
Okay, I figured that was
No, that was her
that was the
sister's
same
kid.
house, man, same house. So I think
No, no, that was like a townhouse.
no, that was the same
No,
house.
go
When
look
you,
back. It was like a split level townhouse because she came down those skinny steps. I'm telling you, it was a townhouse.
doesn't matter. They still live together. Your mama can't be coming up in somebody's shit
Oh,
and
so
telling
you
you
saying
how
they
to
not in the
navigate.
old crib they used to be in back in the day, like their daddy's big crib. They not in that.
Yeah. No, I don't. The issue. I don't care about the placement
Yeah.
of the scene. It's more so. How was you leaving your kids in possession of somebody that really ain't never fuck with you? Now, granted, I think the one sister and her did have a better relationship, and is here we go, evil stepmother again. You call her to come and get them fucking kids. you call Derek. You was saying you was busy, whatever. Like, no, you knew something, or there was some sort of information. You always hated that girl, and y'all set her up. I think they set her
You
up
think she did
together.
it on purpose?
Oh, absolutely. You did. You wasn't doing that
Yeah.
to because it was. We know she evil, but there was a smugness about it for me.
Yeah, like, well,
You
I
said you was
knew.
busy, and so I called him, but it wasn't like she never said she wasn't coming at this time.
Mm,
It wasn't like she was like, oh shit, I gotta go get my kids. Like, we gotta go. I'm running late. There was no sense of like, I feel rushed. I'm running behind.
mm.
And then to go home and you see that CPS is at your house. And then, like I said, Derek either put two and two together. Big Bone said something to him.
You think Big Bone told?
You talking
Oh,
about
because she was
yep.
messing with
Mhm.
Diamond. But how would she know that she was leaving? They
She
didn't kick
said
it
it
like
to
that.
her. You remember she told her last week that the walls were standing in the pink, and she heard her the conversation about her being, leaving. She said it to her last week.
Oh, damn, Big Bone. Okay, okay, I see you, girl.
So I think it is all a domino effect. So it's either that if she didn't, I don't know if there was some sort of information that was revealed to the sibling or that the mom, but whatever it was, I don't think it was coincidental that the woman had Derek come and pick them kids up. And then to frame her as if she was the one beating her kids.
Mm, dang. Oh man, you own it right there.
And
That's
her
not.
ass should have honestly, not even trying to be funny. You should have called Wody before you called Diamond. Because
Oh
Wody
yeah,
told
because
her
Wody is a fixer.
he is. He is Olivia Pope.
But Diamond is too on the low because I mean she remembers that he got that rid of them bodies and stuff.
Does yeah, that's true. But it's just also, I would have called the person that had my back immediately when some shit was finna go down. And it wasn't even like if he came in on no aggressive type shit either. He was so chill with it. So you needed to kind of, because also there's a level of trust there that Derek would have with Wody.
Oh yeah, and Diamond it would be but you know what? Maybe she's looking at it like I got to be straight aggressive, like fuck
Yeah.
it, like we don't got time for no because he'll dip around and do his thing, and dip in dip out and have to do that. She like no, I just want him murdered now.
Yeah, no, I would have been low key with it, and all he had to do was give him some fentanyl. Like, again, and that could have
Yeah.
been easy as pulling up, like, let's have a drink. Like, I really want to take Mississippi back out on the road. We're gonna get these deals. We got this coming in, but we need you. Like, I need you in my corner. Because her wanting to run back home, like, we can't have that, and there's so much money to be made where all y'all could be so straight.
Dang, you got it right there. Dang, yeah. I mean, and then Mississippi is. I mean, it's like you picked the wrong time to want to wild out.
Yeah.
Like with the cops there and all that, like, and then she got to go back and
And
live
then you
with
see how
them.
he was standing over her the whole time. He was just smug.
Mm-hmm.
And because all she had to say was like, when I took him to the doctor or whatever, and they said XYZ, you can track. I haven't been here this amount of time. This, based on the records and what they're saying, this was done over an extended period of time, and I was not home. But then it comes back into play. You haven't reported this boy for beating your ass, so there's no history. You know, you have people around you that can vouch for you, but then it goes back to why didn't you report this?
Yeah, because why didn't you? Ooh, man, but he got
Yep.
her because now he got to go stay living with her too to get her kids back.
Yep. So it's like she said, 6 months. So now you kind of in this place like you wild out. They probably gonna put them kids. He can pretty much run off.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants to.
He do whatever he want because now you got this situation happen where they looking at you because they saw you attack him. He set you up.
Dang,
So
he sure did. He
being
got. I
hella
mean, he got.
reactive. People gotta stop being emotional. I know what it like she said, 6 months, like the check-ins. And I would have packed my I would have been gone. We would have been gone to Mexico, whatever.
Oh, after. All right, cool. No, okay, we're gonna be checking in,
Mm-hmm.
and then just be out.
Just be out. Oh, that's not a problem. We'll make sure the space is clean. You know, make sure
Yep.
everything is good. I would have went right along with that shit and had that motherfucker killed still.
Yeah, because she could have played it a long way if she wanted to play it.
She could have played along, and she did not.
She didn't play along. She played herself with that.
Yep.
Dang, man, y'all got a hell of a P Valley recap here. Dom, where can everybody hit you up at?
Listen, you can find me at St. Angeles on Instagram. Saint-Angeles is my blog. The candles, you'll see the tab /candles. I also still have the code for Slide Jewels. You get 30% off using St. Angeles. And, you know, I still got whiskey soured. So, yeah.
Man, thank y'all for listening. We got a lot to dive into more, but make sure y'all hit us up. Check it out. All the comments below. I know this is heavy P Valley talk, and we might have to get another. We might have to get another show, Don.
We're gonna have to get another show.
Like we have to figure out. Hit us up. Let us know what y'all think we should review. That's coming up soon. I don't know. It's some other ones. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
All right. See y'all next week.